Moarhammer here, got another battle report for you. This is a 40k report between my Khorne Daemonkin and Militarum Tempestus. So I'll just go through the army lists very quickly. There's not going to be a sort of a proper army breakdown type thing yet for 40k, and I will add a disclaimer on the start of this video saying it's probably not as good a quality as some of my other battle reports, but that's just, we'll. This is my list. I've got a Blood Host detachment. It consists of a Slaughter Cult with a Chaos Lord, 2 units of 8 Cultists, 8 Possessed in a Rhino, 8 Berserkers in a Rhino, and 10 Chaos Space Marines with 2 Plasma Guns. Then I've also got a Gore Pack as my auxiliary with 2 units of 3 Bikes with 2 Melter Guns and the Sergeant with Melter Bombs, and then 2 units of 5 Flesh Hounds. That's my 1500 point list. And then this is what he's got. Militarum Tempestus. It's a combined arms detachment. He's got 2 command squads, each with 4 plasma guns, 3 units of 5 scions. 2 of those units have 2 melters, and 1 unit has 2 flamers. Then he's got 2 units of 10 scions, both with 2 hotshot volley guns, and 7 Taurox primes. The command squads and the 3 units of 5 are all starting in deep strike, and the 2 units of 10 are each starting in 1 Taurox, and then there are 5 other Tauroxes on the board. So that's his 1500 point list. This is a picture of deployments. And if you're wondering where the hell his army is, his entire army is hiding behind that building on the right hand side there. The Space Marines scattered around the board are the objective markers. We're playing a Maelstrom mission. And my army is as follows. We've got my unit of Chaos Space Marines on the left-hand side. The Flesh Hounds in front of them are scattered forward. Then you've got a Rhino with my Berserkers in. 3 Bikes. A first unit of 8 Cultists. Another 3 Bikes. My Rhino with Possessed in. Sorry, it's not painted. Another unit of Cultists. And another unit of Flesh Hounds. They have scattered forward, but only a tiny bit. I don't want to get shot off if he seizes the initiative. Because I did deploy first. Fortunately, he doesn't, so I move forward like this. I move my cultists in the middle there, kind of forward. Both my bike units kind of move behind that bastion type thing. So if he does move out from behind that building, there'll be as fewer things as Tauroxes to shoot me as possible. And equally, that Rhino, the black Rhino on the right-hand side, I've moved forward with the intention of going flat out and then hugging that building. Equally, I've moved my Flesh Hounds on the left around the side of the building because there's very little there to be able to damage them. And I haven't moved my Flesh Hounds on the right-hand side at all because if I move them out, they'll probably just get shot off next turn. And this way, he'll come out, hopefully, if he moves any of his Tauroxes out, they'll be able to instantly pounce on them and take them down. So, here's his first turn, and lo and behold, here all his Tauroxes appear. They move exactly like this. I think he's intending to hopefully kill as many of Bikes as possible. That Rhino I think he wants to take out. And then whatever else he can see. That's in the shooting phase. He opens up on the Cultists. And manages to kill every single one of them. And I was like, yay, blood tithe! Then his Tauroxes on the right hand side shoot my one unit of Bikes and can manage to kill 2 of them. Not all of them, fortunately. I've still got my Sergeant left with his Melter Bombs. Over here, the guys inside the Tauroxes shoot my Cultists and are able to kill 2 of them, and that's fine. He also manages to plink off 2 hull points on that black Rhino, which is absolutely fine as well. Then some more Tauroxes open up on this unit of Cultists, of the Chaos Space Marines, and kill 2 of them. But that's all his shooting he manages to muster, which is fantastic for me. So we jump straight back into my turn. And firstly, I used the Blood Tithe, so I think I used Feel No Pain for my entire army, and then Furious Charge and Rage for my Slaughter Cult. Now, there's only one reason I was using that, because it's largely useless. In terms of what's in my Slaughter Cult, my Possessed were in a Rhino, so they can't charge. My Berserkers are in Rhino, so they can't charge. My Chaos Space Marines are far out of charge range of anything. The only thing that's going to benefit are my unit of Cultists on the right-hand side. Now, this was actually thought through. I figured out that if they've got Furious Charge, they're Strength 4, which means they can take down a Taurox. So I was hoping on the right-hand side there, one unit of Fleshhounds can take down one Taurox, and one unit of Cultists can take down the other Taurox, if I'm lucky. They do get 4 attacks each on the charge, which is not bad. So fingers crossed that can do some damage. So other movement, my Rhino, the Black Rhino moves across to kind of have a bit of a line of sight blocking, and then all my possessed pile out of the Rhino. My bikes both move around the bastion. There is a Taurox behind the bastion you can't quite see. I was hoping my single lone biker champion was going to charge out with melter bombs, and then these other 3 bikers could melt a gun that one in front of them, and then charge them. The Red Rhino moves around the corner, and then all of my berserkers disembark. Not a great spot for them, but they need to get out of that thing so they can start charging stuff. I do my flesh hounds on the left-hand side. I completely forget to move. I just completely forget about them. And then my Chaos Space Marines in the ruin. I moved them a bit forward. So there's 2 guys that moved out have plasma guns. I was hoping to just pop them out and have a couple of long-range shots at some Tauroxes. I was within range of that Taurox, the other side of the bastion, so that was the plan. Over here, my bikers with the melter guns shoot the Taurox Prime and only manage to take a single hull point off, which is kind of shitty, but hey ho, I should be able to charge it still. I've got crack grenades and melter bombs, so that hopefully it'll be alright. My other bike does aim some bolt guns at the side of the Taurox, but I am snapshotting because I jinked last turn. My plasma guns and such from the Chaos Space Marines also shoot at them and plink off 2 more hull points, so it's down to a single hull point. That's fine. With no other shooting, we're into the charge phase over here. With his Overwatch, he does plink a wound off a Flesh Hound, but they make it into combat, and so do the Cultists. So I've got a lot of attacks here coming at the armor 10 of these vehicles. I also make it into this Taurox with the biker champion, but the other bikers, they fail their charge onto the Taurox, which sucks. I was really hoping to get rid of that one. So we go into in the combat phase. I do this one. I do this one first, and my biker champion misses. What an arse! But hey ho, that's fine. Over here, my cultists attack, and with their numerous attacks, they do manage to wreck the Rhino, which is fantastic. And it was only that tiny little gap that was by the side of the Taurox that allowed these guys to disembark. Otherwise, they would have been dead because that is right on the board edge. So they were quite lucky to actually survive this. And then these Flesh Hounds have absolutely no problem murdering this Taurox, and the only place they could really disembark was the other side. So I'm actually quite safe in terms of line of sight from them too, which is fantastic. So we go into his turn, and he has a couple of deep strikers arriving. In the centre there, on my side of the board, you've got a unit with melter guns. They tried to go slightly closer to the Chaos Space Marines, they scattered back. Then on the upper left table quarter, you've got 3 units that arrived. One's on that building in the middle, and then you've got one kind of just behind to the left of it, and then one to the left of it completely nearly near the board edge. His Tauroxes do shimmy around a little bit, but not a whole lot, to be honest. In the building on the right hand side, the Scions that disembarked move around in those ruins just to capture that objective and to get some line of sight on the cultists. And the other Scions from the other Taurox Prime just kind of muddle around on the ruins and try to get some shots at the Flesh Hounds. This is a better picture of these ones arriving. So the one on the left-hand side and the one on the building are their command squads, and then the one on the back is a unit with flamers. So hopefully they'll be pretty useless, at least for now. And then this is a unit of melter guns that have dropped here. So these squads of Scions open up on my Lord and the Berserkers, and they were able to plink off a couple more. And then between the rest of the squads and all the Scions, they managed to obliterate the entire unit, which sucked. This did take pretty much his entire army to do, and this cost me Warlord. This does give me 2 Blood Tithe points, which is great, but it does mean that I'm down my Lord and my Berserkers. But then again, in this game, it was the fast stuff that matters. I needed fast stuff, so those Berserkers weren't the best choice that I had in the army. Over here, his Scions open up on the Cultists, and are easily able to kill every single one of them. Blood Tithe. Then over here, his Scions open up the Flesh Hounds, and be able to kill a single one, which is absolutely fantastic, so they'll now be able to murder things. Now, first thing that happens in my turn, we go to Blood Tithe, and Bloodthirster arrives. The Chaos Space Marine champion gets exploded outwards as a bloodthirster erupts from his corpse and smashes onto the battlefield. Yes! So we have a bloodthirster now, which is absolutely fantastic. Even though he's got to be in swooping mode, it'll take him a while to actually get into combat, but it's a thorn in the side that my opponent does not want at all. And that's A-okay by me. The rest of my movements, my damaged Rhino, the black one, reverses up towards my board edge because I've drawn that objective, or I think he may have drawn that objective, so I can steal it from him. It's that mission. So I can go flat out in the shooting phase and capture that objective. My Chaos Space Marines, on the other hand, are going to try and charge that unit of 5 Scions and hopefully take them down. My Possessed, towards the end of the board, run towards that ruins on the right-hand side with the Scions in. Hopefully going to charge and take them out. My Flesh Hounds are getting ready to charge those Scions that came out of the ruined, or the wrecked Taurox Prime. I've kind of moved them as they are, so as fewer of his Scions will get to Overwatch as possible. The Bikers that were in the middle move around to take out some Tauroxes, while hopefully staying as free from damage as possible the next turn. And my Flesh Hounds, that I've forgotten last turn, that were on the left-hand side, swoop around to take out the command squad on the left. So we go straight into the shooting phase, and my Bikers here are able to kill the Taurox, which is fantastic. That had a missile launcher, which could be a problem for my Bloodthirster. But that's all the shooting that really counts, so we go into the assault phase. My Chaos Space Marines just managed to make it into the Scions, which is fantastic. I think they do lose one of their numbers to Overwatch from a melter gun, but that's fine. And my Possessed managed to smash into here, no problem. I think, again, I lose another maybe 1 to Overwatch from the Scions, but that's fine. I don't need many to do the job here. And then my Flesh Hounds make it in here, no problem, and only don't take any damage from Overwatch. That's absolutely fine. And furthermore, these guys make no issue of getting into here, and again, they take nothing from Overwatch. I think he actually overheats and kills one of himself from Overwatch, but that's fantastic. So in the assault phase, I'm able to kill all but 1 Scion, and in return he is actually able to kill a Chaos Space Marine, which is very embarrassing, but fine. He obviously then takes a leadership test, he fails it, but he does get away, so he runs off in that direction, narrowly missing a Bloodthirst. He's probably very angry. If you're wondering why the Bloodthirst has moved, I ran him in the shooting phase just to get him behind that bunker to save him a little bit of shooting. That's fine. So we go into this combat next. The mutation that I rolled for the Possessed was the AP3 one, which is not a terrible one for this situation. So they're not going to get any saves, and they've got 4 attacks each at strength 6. So it should be fairly easy work. Champion goes to a challenge with his champion. My champion gets 3 hits and then rolls 3 ones. It's spectacular. So his champion actually survives the challenge, which is very embarrassing. Fortunately, I don't take anything back, thank God. But the rest of the Possessed were easily able to kill every single one of the Scions without any problem, because there's a buttload of attacks, hitting on 3s, killing on 2s. It's very, very brutal and hilarious. Then over here, Flesh Hounds attack the Scions. He actually goes to go first because I'm charging into cover, so he piles in, but he isn't able to do anything. And then I attack back, and I kill a couple. I don't kill all of them, but then they fail their morale check, flee, and I catch them. So they are all dead. That's fantastic. Over here, he is able to do a wound first with his Tempestus Prime, because he's initiative 4. But then when I come to attack back, I slaughter every single one of them. That's fantastic. I'm very happy with that. Now, at this point, my opponent concedes the game, because I am ahead. Points-wise, I'm ahead by about, I think it was 12-3, something along those lines. He had no way of, there was very little way of catching up. He was swiftly running out he had very few men left. His Taurox Primes can do damage, but with a Bloodthirster hanging around, they're not going to do that much. he's going to really struggle to capture objectives, so he called it there. So that is the end of the game, which is a pretty good first outing for my Khorne Daemonkin. Yeah, I'm very happy with how that went. I like the speed, especially the gore pack. I think the gore pack's fantastic. I like the speed at which they move. I like how hard they hit. I'm not used to combat-orientated armies. I'm especially not. I really like the mechanic of you like it when things die. It's not that much of a hindrance because you end up getting this blood tide and you feel no pain and you get all this stuff which really helps the whole army. And then obviously getting a bloodthirster, it's just the icing on the cake. I love the fact that you just bring in a bloodthirster because you feel like it. So that's fantastic. Really, really happy with how this army works and plays. So I'm sure you'll be seeing some more battle reports of this as I'm playing this alongside Age of Sigmar. You may even see some parts of this army being used in Age of Sigmar in some of the battle reports. So you may see some more of that. Not saying I'm not still using my other stuff, but this is something that could be added to it or used alongside, or maybe even used entirely by itself. We'll have to see. Thanks very much for watching. Please subscribe to my channel or like these videos, give it a thumbs up, or follow me on Twitter at @morewargames. It's a great little follow. Not that I'm biased or anything. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Cheers. Bye.